Good morning, students. The topic that we will cover today is typhoid. What is enteric fever? Enteric fever includes both typhoid and paratyphoid fevers. The causative agent of typhoid and paratyphoid. Typhoid fever is caused by Salmonella typhi. Paratyphoid fever is caused by Salmonella paratyphi A, B and C. The name typhoid was given by Lewis. How does typhoid spread? Spread of typhoid is through contaminated food and water. Once bacteria eaten or drunk, they spread and multiply into bloodstream. As the bacilli enter through ingestion, bacilli attach themselves to microvilli, ileal mucosa, and then penetrate lumina propria and some mucosa. Phagocytosis by polymorphs and macrophages occurs, and bacilli reach the mesenteric lymph nodes and reach the thoracic duct and thus pass into the bloodstream. The ability to resist intracellular killing and to multiply within these cells is a measure of their volume. It leads to transient bacteremia. The bacteria are seeded in liver, gallbladder, spleen, bone marrow, lungs, and lymph nodes. When this spread occurs, massive bacteremia occurs. This begins the onset of clinical disease. In the gallbladder and it is discharged continuously in the intestine, Peyer's patches and lymphoid follicles of ileum. This causes inflammation, necrosis, sloughing off, leaving behind characteristic typhoid ulcers. Ulceration of the bowel leads to major complications, perforation and hemorrhage. In 1 to 4 weeks, which is the normal course of the disease, the intestinal lesion heals. Physiology of typhoid. The bacilli are ingested through the contaminated food. The ingested bacilli invade small intestinal mucosa, where they are taken up by the macrophages and transported to regional lymph nodes. Salmonella typhi multiply in the intestinal lymphoid tissues. Intact with enterocytes and M cells during first 3 weeks of the incubation period, which leads to diarrhea. As the incubation period ends, bacilli enter bloodstream. That is the phase of bacteremia and that is the clinical onset of typhoid fever. Bacteria then invade the gallbladder, biliary system and lymphatic tissue of the bowel and multiply in high number, and then they are passed into the intestinal tract and finally pass out of the body through stool. The incubation period. Usually it is 7 to 14 days, but it may be as short as 3 days or it can be as long as 21 days depending upon the dose of bacilli ingested. The clinical course of typhoid. The onset is gradual with headache, malaise, anorexia, coated tongue, and abdominal discomfort, constipation or diarrhea. Typhoid fever begins 7 to 14 days after ingestion of bacilli. Fever pattern is stepwise, characterized by a rising temperature over the course of each day that drops by subsequent morning. Temperature can go up to 103 to 104 degree. A soft palpable spleen is observed. Rose spots 1 to 4 millimeter, round, erythematous, small pink spots which fade on pressure are observed in the 2 to 3 weeks time. Typhoid has been eliminated from advanced countries because of improvements in water supply and sanitation. As sanitation plays a great role in spreading typhoid, there are three types of carriers: convalescent carriers, temporary carriers, and the chronic carriers. Convalescent carriers are the patient who shed typhoid bacilli in feces for 3 weeks to 3 months. Temporary carriers shed typhoid bacilli for more than 3 months but less than a year. Chronic carriers who shed the bacilli for more than a year. Investigation, that is the laboratory diagnosis. Blood sampling is done during first week of fever. Stool test, urine test. The most specific test of typhoid is a Vidal test. What does it measure? It measures against flagellar and somatic antigen of the causative organism. In acute infection, O antibody appears first, later falling and often disappearing within a few months. H antibody appears later. It signifies past infection. The homeopathic treatment. Rustox, Bacteria, Gelsemium, Arnica can be prescribed depending upon the symptoms or the constitution of patient.